Hey guys, so there is one way where you might be able to help me with some evidence, and I'll explain what evidence, how it helps me, and why, and what I would do with it, how I would use it. So, as I explained in my other video, I am being allowed to move forward on a breach of contract claim. That's actually really simple, and the reason it's going to be simple is that really the reason he's having me do this is that, it wasn't enough a part of my writ for him to go ahead and push it forward on that, but I did bring it up. So I really think he mainly just wants me to get the legal, the laws in there and the legal reasoning of how it applies in there, which is really pretty simple. As a member of the public, I am a contract holder with YouTube and Google, and if I can prove up what their responsibilities are and that they breached those responsibilities, then I have the claim there. But I can even go further than that, than they know, because I didn't even bring up having a channel and the false defamation complaints and everything else. So that's highly personal to me and involves the fugitives and the subject matter. So I don't think it's going to be that difficult. If they're going to strike it down, I already have enough to battle that, and then they would no matter what we did, if that's the case. But at any rate, I still want to add everything that I can. So let's look at Prussian, who's now part of the case, and let's look at the fact that they took him down while we were into the case, about to get a judgment. I even am not so sure that they didn't know the judgment before I did, because, it takes a while for it to get uploaded and then to draft the 2 copies. But the prosecutor side is in California, and they easily could have physically gone down there or, talked to the clerk or whatever. For me, it's a lot more difficult to talk to a clerk to see if anything's been done yet, because I end up being put on hold forever and stuff. And we have a little window of time. There's time difference and everything else. So, I waited until it was uploaded and everything. So who knows? But I do know that Prussian had been talking about the punching all W words in the face on his page for a long time, which then changed to unaliving them, which was up for a while. So I know other people may have complained about that. Especially further back, it would be even more helpful in proving up something. So if anybody has filed any type of complaint against a channel like that and has the email, either the one you sent and then also what they sent to you, if they sent you anything, if you would screenshot that and send it to me. Anything you want redacted, redact. If you want to use a throwaway email, that's fine too. It just has to be an authentic, provably authentic, email. Also I would redact even if you don't certain information, because evidence and exhibits will go onto the database. So I would not out anybody's info, especially if you put it under your real name or anything like that. So just rest assured that I would take that very seriously. It would really just be to have extra, proving up one aspect of this. And let me look over it in my notes here to get the right reasoning. It's called retaliatory censorship or viewpoint discrimination. So I know I have examples of them doing that with Diane. I know I have examples of them doing that, in my opinion, with me. And so, again, in a demerit hearing, also, you don't get too heavily into the ins and outs of whether something is true or not. It's assumed that it is. So by my just bringing it up, if it's deemed a reasonable cause of action, we'll go forward. So, like I said, though, I want to have all I can. So if any of you had complained about that channel in the way back and been ignored, that could help me prove up retaliatory censorship and viewpoint discrimination. Also, another one would be the FTC stuff with state consumer protection law. That would go into breaching contract on unfair or deceptive practices. So now that I'm done reading off my notes, yeah, unfair or deceptive practices, which is also part of one of the other things in my objection to the demerit. But now it kind of ties into this breach of contract claim. So part of a contract holder's rights and responsibilities is, for them, if they're made aware of scams, to not have acted. And then if they act inappropriately against people who whistleblow. So any of you who, were scammed by him, and maybe you sent YouTube a message about a video, flagged a video for being a scam, and they ignored that. And also his crimes against Diane of doxing her and accusing other people, or not accusing, but sending other people to deploying them to commit crimes, basically based off of his libel and slander, where he told them to contact law enforcement agencies in the Netherlands to try to get Diane's son taken away, all that kind of stuff that he did. Um, you know, if you flagged or complained about any of that, and then they ignored you, that would be interesting as well, to see how long they did that for, how many times they were told about scams, because them facilitating scams has to do with unfair or deceptive practices. And if it shows that they didn't take the necessary measures to try to mitigate, you know, people's damages out here in the public who are contract holders with YouTube and Google, and we have a right, you know, not to be deceived, and they're being warned over and over again, this guy is running scams, you should stop him from being on your platform doing that. That ties into contract law. So I just have to be careful that I don't step on it tying into, you know, other parts of my objection to their demo related to that. But in this case, it has to do with the contract being upheld fairly for everyone, including myself. So, you know, that would be good. And so, yeah, just send those to my primalbellparody@gmail.com email address if you have any of that and want to share it. If you want to share anything else pertaining to something like this, that would be fine. And you can be as private as you want to be, but I'm definitely going to, anything I do use would be, I, you know, maintain privacy, and redact before it's uploaded every bit of like personal info related to that. And then I'd also talk to you first if I feel like the email itself could out who you are or something, I would take that very seriously. So yeah, so that's about it. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good rest of your weekend. Bye bye.